Welcome. My name is Jake. This is Chuck, number 10 on the list.
SMC.
We are here to have a match of the week between Tanner, the hairstylist, Simmons, and Noyah Nasty Downing. Let's go ahead and hit the tails of the tape first. Tanner's left-handed. Choice of balls, Storm. He's got a 2-0 right now in the league, or the club. He's at 4 points. I didn't get the average on there, but he's bowls out of Sonoma. Nasty Noyah Downing, number 2. This is his first match, so he don't have any win-loss points, nothing like that. Anything you care to add about each bowler, Chuck, before we get started?
Well, I know Tanner, he knows, he hears me say this a lot about him. I think he's the most versatile lefty I've ever seen. And Noyah and Skeet, I think his brother, forgive me, no, I'm not positive on that. I used to bowl with them in youth. So, yeah, and then I know I was always like to watch Noyah bowl. Occasionally he brings out his danger zone. So I like to, me and Brunswick and old zones.
Well, without further ado, we'll get you to the match.
Looking forward to it.
Looks like they're still getting set up.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Huh?
Kind of like the camera angle on this one.
Yeah, you'll be able to see Tanner will love this. Good left-handed angle.
It's funny because he's the one that set up the camera, so makes sense.
Well, bias. No, but he can. I've seen Tanner throw it so many different ways. He can do anything, really. A lot of talent. Whenever he was growing up in youth, Spencer Warriors, who I think is going to be joining in the future, hopefully, Spencer Warriors, I'll probably talk about this more whenever he bowls. He has the highest score of a youth bowler ever. At 10 years old, he shot 298. And then 1 year later, he shot 299 at 11 years old. So he's the youngest bowler ever in the state of Oklahoma to shoot a 298 at 10 and 299 at 11. And I remember whenever I was watching a state tournament one time and seeing Tanner, I thought he's the one that's probably going to get to 300 before Spencer. And at least as far as maybe breaking his records. And he didn't. And the record still stands for Spencer.
First frame, Tanner started. Looked like he had a 247.
Yeah,
chopped it off. So Noah's going to get up and start his first game.
Yeah, Noah has a lot of power on the ball, a lot of speed.
A little high.
Yeah, and start about from scratch again, even there. I know Noah joined the Happy Days League here this year, and then he also bowled over at Rockwell League over at Sheridan. Almost bounced out there to get it, making it the hard way.
Yeah, I first met Noah bowling at Sonoma, actually. Him and his family came up there and started bowling. And, he says he bowls pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember for the longest time them bowling for a while. Maybe it's something that's got back into it, or it could have been they might have been bowling at some other houses, and I hadn't seen them in a while. But I'm really glad that he's come over here and is joining this, because I absolutely love the thought of Tubbs, and our little exclusive group, and sooner or later we'll get a match with me on here too. Me and you had a heck of a match Thursday.
Yeah, we both took it to the 10th frame in one game.
All right, good spare.
Both shot really high series.
Yeah, I know. I was just during my first match with Freight Train, I was just wanting to get my average up from that, because I wasn't kind of prepared for it that day. I was kind of on a whim, and so yeah, definitely raised the average.
Yeah, you bumped it up to, I think it was 214 now.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was, because I couldn't remember a couple of games that I shot the first 2 games with him.
Yeah, you guys stay tuned for the Tub News.
Looking forward to that.
And I'll have all the updated averages and everything.
Nice shot, Tanner.
All right, pocket 7.
And he's developed now, and he says his spare shooting right now is better than it's been maybe ever. Whenever he's just pretty much stayed with the strike ball and kind of backed it up onto the spares. He actually a couple of weeks ago, whenever he was practicing here with my bowling equipment, for 3 games he shot a 690 using my stuff, throwing it back up.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, he can do anything. He actually needed a strike to shoot a 7. I think he left a 10 pin, but I was just like, case in point, he's very versatile. The only thing is, I could think that could get into your head about so many different ways and things and how to throw it. Me, as everybody knows, I just try to keep it simple and boring.
I remember when he got bored with the whole one-handed thing, so he tried two-hand, and we tried to tell him he had the smoothest release one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
And but he did good both ways. So
whenever he was getting better, he used to throw the ball a lot straighter, and just over time he just got stronger and has got a lot more power on it. But I could tell that there you go.
Wow, trip 7.
7-10 practically there. I think he'll enjoy watching that one over and over. But he, I know he's been having a lot of the times, the issue for him is sometimes his wrist. If his wrist is bugging him, he feels like he sometimes needs to maybe do it two-handed. It's a lot less strenuous on the wrist. But I think since the lockdown, he, like all of us, a lot of our aches and pains recovered.
Mm-hmm. Noah went a little high. The 4th frame, left a 4-pin. See if he can recover from that.
All right,
Fix it up.
good spare.
Yeah, first match we had back when we first started this, me and Noah bowled for number 2 tag, and he seemed really nervous. I asked him, I said, well, why are you nervous? There's nobody here. He's like, man, it's going to be on TV.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, generally, with, come on. Yeah, solid 9. Generally, whenever you have this type of match, whenever it's, single, double elimination, or, best 2 out of 3, a little more pressure on that than maybe if you're just bowling a longer format. I think that's the reason why, me personally, I would prefer longer tournaments, more games, the more it favors me. But, one-on-one, that being said, though, one-on-one, anything can happen in one game.
Mm-hmm. I like this format because you can go out there, shoot lights out, win the first game, be up by 80 pins, 90 pins, and still lose the next 2 and still lose your tag.
Yeah.
It's not just a full set,
Yeah, I mean, really, I think kind of in that match with John, he started out really strong, and then, you came back the last 2.
Yeah.
So, it really, John have a nickname yet?
Turbo,
yes.
John Turbo Dawson.
Sorry, John. Good shot, Tanner. Tanner, he really works hard. He practices, a ton. So that's part of the reason why he can just do so many different ways between here, and I know Keith works a lot with him over at Sahoma. So
going back to the nickname thing, for those of you that have not given me a nickname that you want to go by, I will make one up. Case in point, Tanner Simmons couldn't decide on one, so I call him the Hairstylist Simmons.
not bad.
I thought it was catchy. I don't really know if he likes it a whole lot, but
Well, you should have thought of one, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
bit light.
that was just hung on him.
Kind of seems like neither guy wants this match too much. Struggling a little bit.
It's always those in pairs a lot of the times. I always prefer 31 and 2, but 1 and 2 can be tough.
We don't get to see 1 and 2 very often. Most time leagues and stuff are at the other end.
Yeah. Wow. Got just enough up there. I know on nicknames, I don't even know how it started, but I guess probably because it rhymed. I just started with Ernie, calling him, the urethane freight train, and then it's just, freight train. It was just perfect for him. And then on mine, SMC, Stuffmeister C, he started calling me that. Gosh, that was probably 20 years ago. Just stuff. Nice. That was a cave-in. But yeah, I love these nicknames. Russ and Sam, I guess they're bowling a match right next to him, right?
Yeah. Good shot. Pocket.
Yep. Take advantage of that break. How are we looking there on the match?
Noah's got a double going in the 7th frame. Tanner's getting up for 6th frame.
One thing we might be able to do too to help people who are looking who our eyes are getting worse like mine, make up there with the automatic score 4 frames instead of 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do for the our youth leagues on Tuesday. So that way it's a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, because all you have to do is just push it down there. But of course, you probably can see it if you're watching it on maybe your TV at home, like on YouTube, like I will later. Oh yes, get some good carrying here.
Got a messenger across the deck. We actually looking at getting some new camera equipment, and one of the ones I got was a GoPro. And looking at trying to figure out a way to put it just on the scores, and then bounce back and forth.
That'll work.
It's going to be a little harder on the editing process, but that's whatever makes it a better product.
I just thought of something off the top of my head, like something where you have something like some portable mic where you have it down there near the pins.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if we're on an in pair, it'd be easier to do. I don't know if that's something that's possible. Well, he's got a hold shot out there. There's got to be some oil.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the cameras and stuff, we're just trying to better it each time. If I can figure out a way to better the videos each time, eventually it'll get to where we'll have a good solid method.
Oh, tough break. 4-9. Yeah, something that occurred to me. Let's say some of these matches, because you're keeping track of the averages, we're going to be done on possible. Some of them might be done on sport shots. Would that be incorporated into the average, or maybe you have a separate one?
I think it'd be incorporated in, because the whole point of this club is that you bowl anytime, anywhere, on anything. So if we start splitting up by what you're shooting on, then it just kind of takes back from that.
So some of them, whatever they do, maybe in the sport league out there, sometimes we just, you might have matches that are on sport shots. It'll just lower it.
And that's up to the guys too. So they want
to keep their average up, they don't bowl on it.
Yeah. They're going to bowl on what they choose to. So
that's kind of a double-edged sword for me. I think I probably would want to bowl more on sport, but I haven't, my thing talking to you, how I like to keep my average up there, that would probably affect it. So, I think I'd have maybe an advantage on a sport shot, but not necessarily for average.
That'd be like before we stopped this, when all the virus stuff hit, me and AJ was having a match, and they turned the lights out and did the glow bowl.
Oh yeah,
we had to continue it. So it's kind of an anywhere, anything. Nick Tanner's working on a double, going to 8th frame.
So what is he? Yeah. Wow. Try to get another one. So what is Noah on? Trying to let everybody know the score there a little bit more. I can't see.
It's kind of hard to see the score.
Yeah. And I know Tanner, what was it, last week? I believe shot 300 over there at the Colorado over at Sahoma.
Yeah. It was during the actual match between him and Will Hogue.
Yeah, we're thinking, I was like thinking I need to get him over here, because if he would have shot that over here, he would have gotten an extra $50. Over there, he got nothing.
Damn.
I think he got $2, because I think on the last shot it was a colored pin. So, woohoo! But they kind of treat it a little bit more as a league over there at Sahoma right now. We kind of normally do on ours, but we decided not to do that this summer. Actually, we're giving out more money weekly, because just of all the shutdown and everything, just in case something happens where we have to shut down all over again.
It's like Tanner leaves another 7-pin. He's getting pretty good at that this game.
Yeah, with me and 10 pins.
Like Ernie with 10 pins. Geez, that last match he had with Russ, he left probably 4 or 5 10 pins.
Well, my thing being, I mean, I'd rather leave a 10 pin than a 6. Throw it in the pocket, make a good shot, but. Oh!
No.
That's the first 7 I've seen him miss in quite a while.
It's like Tanner's sitting at a 193 in the 9th frame. Noah's got a strike in the 8th. Getting that first 9th frame ball.
What's he potential?
Gets it out there. A
Yeah,
little heavy.
fell off that shot some.
Choked out the 10 pin, left it at 3.
I don't know. Whenever he finds it, he can really strike a lot.
Oh yeah, Noah gets on. He's on.
I know he almost had I think earlier this year, or not too long ago during Happy Days League, he almost had an 8, a high 7. Good turn on that one.
Pocket 10, first ball of the 10th frame. Second ball, 10th frame. Pulled inside.
Yeah,
Went Brooklyn.
that was in the Bronx.
Yeah. With the 1-5.
Sometimes when you really want it, you just really want it. And, feeling that I do too. If anything under pressure, I'm going to pull the ball.
You tend to grab a little bit more.
Who are you talking to? Grab it more?
Yeah, you're right.
Pull it, not grab it. I don't know if that's even possible for me. So what did he finish off with?
Thinking 191. Tanner didn't really give us a good shot on the scores. Getting up for his 10th frame. Pulls it through the nose, trips
Whoa.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh! 4-pin wiggled. Like I mentioned before, we're continuing to work on getting better shots of the score and the bowling. That way,
Barely there, Tanner. It's only going to get better.
yeah.
Mr. Number One there, Russ.
He actually had another match with Ernie on Friday night. We're going to be working on getting that one uploaded pretty soon.
Yeah, Dangerous and Freight Train.
Through the nose, 8-pin. A little high. That might have been a little pocket. A little bit of pocket too.
What's the final score here?
Can't quite tell.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. 192, 181. Man, that was a close match.
Yeah, it was. Doesn't have to be high to be exciting.
Video courtesy of Tanner. Getting us a good shot on the scores before they start the next game.
Oh, yeah. Forgot Tanner kind of got all this set up and going for the week. On to match 2.
Look at that. Sam Word going Brooklyn. Tanner gets that first frame in the same game. A little light.
Yeah, I got a break there. Well, there's got to be a lot of oil out there. It didn't, Tanner's wanted to put some stuff on the ball, and it's getting down the lane. It's lengthy.
Well, the last 2 shots of that last game, he went a little high, so I'm thinking maybe he over-adjusted,
Yeah.
overcorrected. I tend to do that a lot.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Yeah, there's definitely some oil there.
open start the game. That's never a good sign.
Noah for his first shot of this second game. That was a really close first game. That was a good shot there.
Looks like you got that one out a little bit farther.
And sometimes it just takes whenever you're bowling a game just to just get into it, get comfortable, and sometimes also whenever you lose, the next game, what do you got to lose? Just go for it.
Another good thing about this format, if you have a bad game, you just clear from your head. You can start the next game fresh.
Well, you know that. Whenever you had John, what was that first match?
Oh man, it's like 258, 170. He had me about 80 pins.
Thing is, anything can happen, especially in 1 or 2 game match. You just got to hang in there.
Yeah. Another pocket strike by Noah.
Yeah. 2 good shots.
Tanner's going for his second shot.
There we go.
There we go. That one looked better.
Yeah, it looked like maybe you got that out a little further left.
It's like we're missing a 7-pin.
Yeah.
Re-rack.
There were reading rules on rebacks. I've never understood rebacks personally. I always just feel more of a fate deal. If it's going to strike, it's going to strike. Unless maybe it's just something horrendously off.
Well, most of the time when I see guys do it, I think it's just kind of gives them an extra few seconds to
That would be
get
the
their head
reasoning.
back in it.
That'd be the reasoning for me doing it.
I throw hard enough. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I would want maybe the pins to be like the 5-pin to be a lot further right. I know everybody knows how big a fan I am on Earl Anthony. I was reading in his book when he had when he won one of his national championship titles or world championship titles. He re-racked a lot. I know the other player was in the aftermath calling it foul, and I'm like thinking, whatever. I mean, there's gamesmanship out there amongst even just doing re-racks. So slow the pace down. If somebody bowls fast, or speed it up if they bowl slow. I guess we don't have any type of shot clock, so.
Yeah, that's true. Really good shot.
Yeah. Looks like I thought he fell off that a little bit, but
That front four.
sucks to get that speed on it. Probably going to be a really good match here. Sometimes that for game one's a warm-up game.
Yeah. See how Tanner responds going into the fourth frame. Working on a double. That one looks good.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little light.
And left side right now, especially, it seems it can be a little bit touchy. That's not an easy spare either. Or he may just back it up on it. And in these matches like this, really, spares are really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one open could cost you a game.
Yeah.
A game could cost you a match. I mean,
Good spare. Yeah.
got to be on top of it the whole time.
And don't we, well, I guess we are at the same time. Tubbs news tonight?
Possibly. I got to work tonight, so I'm going to try to fit it in, but should be able to.
Yeah, if you're up late.
If anything, it'll be on there in the morning.
Got that further out. Gee whiz. Was really hanging. Noah's in good position here early. I've seen him make this before, so this doesn't mean it's an open yet.
Throw back up at it. Nope,
No, I didn't. I thought he would.
Try to bounce it across there.
What would be the rule if somebody wanted to do with the opposite hand?
I think that needs to be left to whoever's bowling in the match.
Yeah.
One of the big things about this club is that it's non-sanctioned.
Right.
It's no rules.
I don't know if it's still the same on the PBA now, but it always used to be. You could definitely shoot your spares if you wanted, like shoot a 2-8-10 with the opposite hand. They weren't sanctioned back then. I don't know if that's still the same though, but it used to be that way. Not that one. 3-6-10.
I think as long as both competitors in the match agree.
I wouldn't bug me.
Yeah.
There he goes. Nice spare.
Just like in the rules, I know it says that if you have a tie, then it goes to a one ball sudden death. But if they wanted to do, rock, paper, scissors or coin toss or anything really.
I always got more like I do this for the youth leagues. I love the 9th and 10th frame roll off deal. That's what I prefer. I just think that actually is probably more of a deciding factor than a one ball roll off. But one ball roll off, obviously get it over with quicker, possibly.
I kind of like the idea of going intellectual with it and having a good game of tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can go on forever.
It's like Tanner's getting to the 6th frame
Yep,
after leaving that open.
All right.
See if he can recover.
All right, let's see what the hairstylist does. Is it a ball change, or was that me?
I think it might have been a ball change.
Yeah,
With the 8 pin.
that was even roll up more. I know Tanner got like 6 new balls, and Keith at over at Sahoma had fixed him up. And a lot of people either went one way or the other during the lockdown. Some people were ordering balls right and left. Some, like me, didn't even look at anything that was remotely new around. So
I didn't even touch a bowling ball or look at a bowling ball the whole time.
I did. I watched plenty of bowling. And hey, for you all listening out there, you want to see a good bowling show that I had discovered during the break? It's a show out of Western New York called Beat the Champ. Check it out on YouTube. It's really cool, the format, and it's just kind of average bowlers, but pretty good bowlers. I mean, some have over 100, 300 games that they bowled. But y'all have to check that out. Just Beat the Champ on YouTube.
So Tanner went a little wide again.
Yeah, he's fishing out there for a line. That
See if he can cover this fair.
I know Tanner isn't afraid to use surface. I'm not sure if he used any surface yet. He's just at least looking to me at this point. It's pretty tight out there for him.
He needs to find something quick.
Yeah,
He can keep up with Noah there.
going to game number 3. Good shot there. He's probably up by quite a bit right now. Looking good. Oh, how did that miss that? Behind and then bounced around in front of it.
Yeah.
I know Jake was saying before we started recording, that I guess Noah bowls everywhere. So, I mean, I bowled 4 leagues this year, but he might have bowled more than that.
See Tanner's getting up in the 9th frame. Excuse me, sorry, 8th frame.
And Noah will get to finish. Noah will get to finish first. He does here. Kept that one in more.
Wow.
His carry hasn't been the best either. I mean, he's
No.
left 8s, 7s, 10s.
Pretty sure he's left the back row at least once. I think Noah may have in this game.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going to go to a game 3.
Have most matches been 1-3 or?
Nah, the first match between Russ and Ernie went 2 games.
Yeah, I know mine and Ernie's went. I was 0-2.
Me and John's went 3. Tanner and Will's, I believe both of theirs went 3. So
Ours went 3.
ours went 3. Yeah.
It's like I guess maybe they were going 2-0, and now they've been going more 3-gamers.
Which is good. I mean, better competition.
Yeah. Especially where it's good league. Good shot there.
Yeah, because if you're doing it during league, you get both 3 games anyway.
Yep. Yeah, you'd be out. That third game will feel all empty, you know, if you don't have the competition.
Me personally, I don't like doing them during leagues because we can't film.
Yeah.
I'd really like to just be able to get every match on film and on the YouTube channel. Everybody can see what's going on.
Well, technically, I guess you can have somebody, videoing each shot. You'd have like a million different clips, but No, I see. Yeah, this is funner. I mean, this is just more exciting to do and to watch. And but league sometimes just people's schedules. At least this is making it flexible.
Yeah. Ooh, little light. It's like a 210.
Finishing up here.
I think Noah got in the same game.
Yeah, they definitely. There's definitely some goo out there. So this was bowled, Friday? So they may have just had some people bowling on this lane, or earlier in the day and carrying it all down, or open play, something like that.
Midday Friday. So who do you think is going to recover that third game? Who do you think can?
I almost made that in a toppling way. That's tough. I mean, Noah definitely has the line, but Tanner's probably going to be using this 10th here to get it figured out. And his is mainly going to be the thing that's carry, because he's just not carrying right now. But I think that I think it's probably about even odds with a slight edge on Noah, I think.
I think Tanner's got the drive.
Yeah, he always has that.
You never seen him fully quit. So I think as long as he can find something, I think he'll be all right. There's a good shot right there.
That's one thing you can never give up in a tournament I bowled similar to this format. I remember a long time ago. I kind of, in the back of my mind, I was so frustrated about how well I was bowling that I was going to lose both games. There we go, 224 to 201. And I threw the last 6 strikes in a row. I thought I had lost already. I just figured it was just 6 strikes in a row for nothing. But wound up being the guy, a lefty, went up there and left a 7-9, and I won by 5 pins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing, you never give up in this sport.
Looks like Noah's going to start us off on the third game.
Yeah. He'll finish it in the 10th to win or lose.
It's like you pushed that one.
Yeah, there's definitely some oil out there.
Push that one a little bit more than he usually does. Got the spare.
Good pickup. I think this is going to be a good match.
Looks like Tanner did make a ball change at the end of that last game.
Yeah, because I know the original one seemed to be like a little bit lighter in color. This seemed to be darker, and it looked like he had switched to this later in the last match. But it still looked like it was kind of shiny. But think just making them a little bit more punch.
First ball.
Yep.
Pocket strike.
I said if you can get that carry, he may not stop. So if ever you're in this situation, that maybe Tanner is in, as far as, do you do a ball change or, slow up, adjust on the lane? I mean, how do you like to kind of, whenever you're just maybe not getting the ball up or you're just not carrying, what would be your thoughts?
I tend to go more straight and harder.
Even if you're still going light, you'd still go straight and harder? Good shot, Tanner.
Yeah. Depends on how angry I get, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I switched to Storm, I can get a little more hook on the ball, so I don't tend to do that as much. But I know in the past, if I start to lose the shot or I can't figure out what I'm doing, I tend to go more up 10 or wherever the line's at.
With me, it normally would be pretty much always just lane adjustments, especially on the approach, and I find generally that if I'm hitting the pocket, that that's where you want to be. I know now, especially how they talk with on the Pro Tour, if they leave 2 10 pins, they're switching balls, and so oh, whoa, all right there.
Nice cut down on that 9 pin.
Yeah, but I know, but no, I say that before example. Of course, I wasn't hitting the pocket, but when I was bowling the Sport League last week, I kept going light. I did switch balls to something more surface and 4-bagger. So, but a sports shot behaves a lot differently than a house shot.
I'm more old school. I don't like to change equipment very often.
Me neither. Especially everybody has their favorites, and I still throw stuff that's 20 years old. So, and it still works, but just sometimes it's easy to be stubborn.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good match. Is it just carry for Tanner?
I used to carry probably 6 bowling balls everywhere I went, and I only use 1.
Yeah, that's coming with a 4-baller, and and that's really the most. Talking to some people, and Kaysen, who's getting ready to go off to Wichita State, he basically thinks, especially when you're bowling a league, that you never need to have no more than 4 at a time on you. But you get a lot. You see a lot of bowlers that come in with 8 to 10, trip out the 6-8 there.
Look at the smile on his face. Look at that.
Well,
Man.
there goes the hairstylist. But yeah, I mean, tournaments is whenever I would probably bring more like 6, but most of the time I never bring more than 4, and that's including a spare ball.
Yeah.
You don't use 1.
No.
So you brought in 6 without even a spare ball and only still use 1? Wow. Well, at least you can say you're prepared. Something funny, a story, me and Ernie bowled our first regional here, and I think it was, when was that, like 99? And we got 20 balls each weighed in. And we wanted to say that we were prepared, and it wound up being we bowled like crap. But I still remember that. They were just like, we were just staring at us like we were psychotic whenever we were getting all these balls weighed in.
Yeah, the first regional I went to was in Shawnee, and we went down Friday night for the practice. And every ball I had, nothing was hooking. Nothing was
Sounds
moving.
like a Pro Tour shot.
Yeah. So we went home, and at the time I was bowling at Stone Lanes. Went to Gary Roberts, and I'm like, man, drill me the strongest ball you got in here.
A lot of surface?
Yeah. It was
shot, Noah.
Radical Cash, actually.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I took that up there and used it all 8 games. It's the only thing I had that was actually moving.
We're actually going to Pittsburgh bowling tournament next weekend, and the most hooking ball that Brunswick had about a couple of years ago, the Absolute Nirvana, which I just always just kept doling up because it does move in the oil. Up there, I think I had that thing 220 grit and it still didn't move. I mean, Pittsburgh can have a ton of oil, but I just couldn't believe that I was like, I can't get this thing any duller. And so we'll just see what happens this time. I'm a little bit more prepared, but
The house they have the tournament, they also have synthetic pins. And
was that at Fire Lake? No, not then. It wouldn't have been.
oh, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, oh, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got.
And,
Ooh, well, let him back in there, Tanner. Synthetic pins, really?
Yeah. Which it doesn't affect it too much, but it will tweak how the reaction of the pins are.
I like those twister pins. I know Nationals has them. Speaking of this, basically doing the same thing whenever at Nationals, if you pay a certain amount of money, they'll DVD video your singles, doubles team, and found one of the ones that I bowled. Oh, yes!
Wow, there he goes.
Nice shot, Tanner.
Picked up.
In Corpus Christi, where I bowled, I was actually in singles at Corpus Christi when I bowled Nationals there. No opens.
Wow.
I got an award for that. I didn't even know. I would have gotten money for that if I know you could have gotten paid for that too. But it was just threw it well and everything. And just those twister pins looked like I actually put more than 5 revs on the ball. So those I know a lot of people. The power players hate them because they just fly around too much.
Yeah, I hate them. I always leave them 9 pins, 8 pins, that kind of thing. Makes it a little more exciting, I guess.
Whenever, I would have figured that would have been a perfect shot after making that. It pumps you up, especially whenever you're doing this during a close match. But I know one thing I would see on the twister pins, and maybe not like 8 or 9s, but I definitely would. I'd leave solid 7s out there because it'd be just that 2-pin would be flying right over the 7. All right, good shot. That was a real good shot from Noah, especially seeing that split made. And, you think typically on stuff like this, I don't watch. I just don't. I don't want to see it. It's a score here. There's something really
Pretty close.
Yeah, this is going to be down to the wire. Whoa. Yeah, he pulled really,
With the 1-3.
Easy spare, though. I forgot to pull it. I always think pull it just enough to go Brooklyn. I never carry Brooklyns anymore, though, so I'll just leave a 6-pin or a 9-pin. All right. Pick it up, Noah. Hook.
No, chopped it off.
Yeah.
That may have cost him right there.
Yeah, a big split conversion, Yeah. As I said, it's best enough to sometimes watch.
See if the pressure gets to Tanner here.
Yeah, I know for sure if I was a pro on TV, I would want to see any of that. You can, Some people just love to watch, and then there's even certain people in that bowl traveling league you don't watch when you bowl them. Steve Williams. He'll carry everything.
Good looking shot.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, he's still a lot of 7s. But he's definitely got with that ball change, looks like a better reaction. And speaking of the Devils, Spencer just walked by. He's, I think, going to be joining eventually. That's what Steve was telling me.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him yet, but
he's waiting on his knee to heal up.
Looking at getting him in here. Starting to fill up, actually.
20 max?
Yeah.
Or what do we got now?
Looks like we're close to 18 for next month.
You take it, I don't want it match.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Right back up for Noah there. Yeah, it looks like we have about 18 for next month.
right, let's see what Tanner, the hairstylist, can do. He's going to want to change that.
I think it suits him well.
Yeah. I got the carry there.
There we go.
All right, so where are we at right now? We can see a little bit better.
I think Tanner's got the lead, but they still have the 9th and 10th frames.
Yeah.
Looks like Noah's getting up for his 8th frame.
Yeah. Now, what do you, if you have the choice, what do you prefer? Finish first or finish last?
Last. I've always been the type that I got to know what I got to do before I get up there.
Yeah, I always finish first. There's a couple of advantages to that. You can start the game off quicker if you're doing in this, two lanes at a time format. And but then again, pros and cons to both. The rough part about that is seeing somebody take it away from you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think mine stems from bowling high school. High school bowling competition. I was anchor for the last 3 years of my career.
Mm-hmm.
And I always got up the 10th frame knowing what I had to do.
Whenever
Through the nose. 3-6-10.
Yeah. Tough spares.
So he's losing his shot a little bit there.
This isn't an easy pair, it looks like.
No.
At the same time, regardless if you're making a good or a bad shot. I never kind of considered myself a lot of times the best pressure bowler in the world, but the fact that whenever I've had 6 chances for an 800 and got it 5 out of the 6, I guess that's not too bad. The only other time I had to get a double and left a 4-pin, so...
Through in the gutter.
Oh.
That's probably it right there.
Yeah. Boy, it was close till then.
Looks like he's sitting at a 167, 9th frame.
What's the tuner at? Yeah, just pretty much needs to just keep his nose clean.
Looks like we might have a new number 2.
Ah. But it'll change to, huh? Kept it in. Yeah. That one's just more, you just got to keep it in. If he swings it out any too far, and it was just lagging on him the whole 3 games. While me and Jake were filming here, we were just making sure this battery was going to last long enough for us to film this match. We made it.
Yeah, I may have left my laptop charger at work. So we're going on a pretty low battery right now.
Tons of 7s for Tanner. I'm just not used to seeing him leave that many 7s. So did he wrap this one up?
Yeah, I think he's pretty much got it.
Yeah, he does. Good 3 games, especially that second match.
Yeah. Glad to see somebody finally change tags.
Everybody's been winning their matches then?
Almost every one of our matches so far. We had a winner by default. Hunter took the number 6 tag. Gabe had to drop out. And
God. Tanner.
Looks like if Tanner wins this one, then he takes the number 2 tag from Noah. Other than that, we haven't had any tags change hands.
Yep.
Almost pocket 710.
I know. There's several of those almost this set. Hang on. There you are. Oh, I thought that would hold on. Nope. All right.
Shaking hands. It's over.
Yeah.
It's like Tanner takes the game.
Get a score here.
Noah shoots 170. Tanner shoots 211.
Yep. Spares, guys.
Well, Chuck, I'd like to thank you for joining me.
Oh, yeah.
For the match today.
I love doing this stuff, so yeah, definitely
whenever. More often.
Yeah, now we just got to get